Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I want to show you how to do the wicker stitch, W-I-C-K-E-R. I have a couple different samples done in a couple different types of yarn. This is Caron Simply Soft that I've used. And this is how it looks with this stitch. And then this here was Wander Furls. It's an acrylic yarn. It's a little bit thicker, but it's still considered a medium weight yarn. This is how it looks on the back. We have some ridges running across the back on all of the stitches, okay, or I should say on all of the samples. Then this one here, I thought maybe you could see maybe the stitches a little bit better. I did this using a peaches and cream, I believe, just a cotton yarn that you would use like for a washcloth or something. And this is how the back looks on that, okay. We'll get going on your tutorial here. I'm going to do the whole thing right from the chain stitch on out. This pattern is a repeat of rows 2 and 3, and it is worked in multiples of 4. So I'm going to do, I think 20 chain stitches today for you, just enough so you can get the rows down what I'm doing. We're going to get our slip knot on our hook, and then we will chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoop, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the first stitch is worked in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could work in this top loop right here, or you could turn it and you could work in the back bump right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we're going to be working a chain 2 V-stitch in this, it would be a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet in each stitch. It's going to pull. If I use this first loop here, it would pull quite a bit. So I am going to turn it and use the back bump. Okay, so we're going to yarn over and insert our hook on that 4th chain from the hook. Yarn over, and then we're going to do that double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet right in that same stitch. We're going to repeat this all the way across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to do our double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet right back in that same stitch. And you can see it, how it's pulling a little bit in that first loop. As you work with the yarn, it will kind of go back down, but it would be pulling a lot more if we just did that in that top loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll see if I counted my first chains right. We got a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then we do work the same stitch in that last stitch. 1, 2, 3, and there my little nubby is. 4. We're going to work the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. That's our chain 2 V-stitch. That's what I'm calling it in the pattern. Then we're going to yarn over, and right in that last stitch as well, we're going to work another double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2. Those are our 2 turning chains. Let me lay this out so you can see how it looks right now. Doesn't look like a whole lot. We're just working a V-stitch row, right? When we work row 2, it's going to look wonky. I'm going to tell you that now. You're going to say, you're putting in too many stitches. Yep. And even on the end here, it really, most of the time you wouldn't, you know, when I have my last stitch, I'd kind of ended about here. But this one here kind of brings it out a little bit extra. But it'll work out. The whole thing works out and looks really pretty. So I'm going to get my hook inserted back here. Okay, Here we go. So this chain 2 is going to count like as this first stitch right here. Okay, so we're going to skip over this. We're going to be working. Here's the double crochet and chain 2 and double crochet of that previous row. This is what we're going to be working with. We're going to do a front post double crochet around each of these double crochets, and then we're also going to do a chain 3 V-stitch inside of the chain 2. Okay, so we're going to do the front post. That means you go behind this post but in front of the stitches alongside of it. So we go behind that post, in front of the other post, do a double crochet. Now we yarn over, and then here's that chain 2 space. We're going to do our double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3 this time, and double crochet right in that same space. And then we can't forget that we have that other double crochet right here from that V-stitch in the previous row. We got to do that front post double crochet. We're going to repeat this, and it's looking wonky already. See that? Just go with it. Go with me. It's going to work. So we're going to do the front post double crochet around the next one. And then in that chain 2 space, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. And then we're going to do a front post around that next double crochet, and another front post around the next double crochet. And then inside that chain 2 space, we're going to do our double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet. And we can't forget to do our front post to finish that stitch off. And then my yarn is curling here. Here we go. We have 2 more V-stitches to go. So we have a front post, double crochet, and a double crochet with a chain 3, and another double crochet, and then a front post double crochet, another one for that last stitch, and then we got our chain 2, which we're going to do our double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and then here's, if I'm going to mess up, here's always where it is. We had that V-stitch of the previous row. We still have to do that front post double crochet right here. So don't be like me sometimes and forget that, because then it doesn't work out. And then right in this little chain 2 space right here, we're going to make sure that we just insert our hook into that space, not into any stitch, and do a double crochet. Now I'm going to stop before I do my turning chains. So yes, it's looking wonky right now. It will even out with the next row. Okay, so this is how it looks right now. I'm going to get a little bit more yarn for a second. So this is the first, this row 2 is the first one of your repeating rows. And then I'm going to do row 3 for you here. Oops, I got my chain 2 turning chain. I forgot that. Okay, now we turn. We're going to skip over everything and only be working in our chain 3 spaces. So yarn over. You're going to go back now and do your double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So it's your chain 2 double crochet V-stitch in each chain 3 space. Yarn over, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And now it starts to pull it all together. And then when you get a few rows in too, it's easier to hold your work too. You can see even on that first row is kind of struggling. Oops. And the edges on this stitch pattern are nice and straight as well. Oop, I think I missed, hang on. I missed a piece of yarn. You can always tell when your hook does not pull through nicely. I like Karen Simply Soft for the softness, but I do not like having to redo stitches. So again, we're going to skip over all of this, and we have that initial chain 2 turning chains that we did. We're going to put our hook in that space again, just like we did that row before, and do a double crochet. Now I'll stop this is how it looks right now. So you're doing an alternating row between your chain 2 V-stitch, and then the next row is going to be your front post double crochets, and then your chain 3 V-stitches. And you're just going to continue alternating between those rows. You see the edges are starting to be nice and straight and how it's looking. So we're going to continue on. I'll just show you a little bit of the next row, but this is how you continue on. Chain 2. And now again, we're working with that chain 2 V-stitch right here. So we yarn over and we do our front post double crochet. And then we're going to do our chain 3 V-stitch in here. Whoop, 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 whoop. 2, 3. And a double crochet. And then our front post double crochet. And then we skip to the next set. Double front post double crochet. Our double crochet, chain 2. Double crochet. And then our front post. So you can tell, I mean, as you can see, you start to clip along because you start to get a rhythm. And again, every time you do this row, it's going to look wonky. But what I like about it is when you have the other row of your chain 2 double crochet V-stitches, it really makes it even out nicely. But I do like the texture that you get from doing this row here, this wonky row. So this is the wicker stitch. I do have the written pattern for free on the website, patternprincess.com. Please go check it out if you'd like the written pattern of it. And otherwise, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see things that you've made from this stitch pattern. Take care and have a wonderful day.